Scientists, we are working on the design process. That's what the engineers use when they find a problem and they're going to fix the problem. They go through a design process. And so yesterday we talked about defining a problem, and we saw a couple problems. We saw the leashes were tangled, and we also saw that Max had a problem with his dog pulling him instead of him walking the dog, right? So they had a problem. So they had to find solutions to those problems. And we kind of were engineers and we talked about some things. And let me tell you, in the classroom, we sure did have some really great thinkers at finding solutions for poor Max with his dog walking. So I hope that you did a great job in thinking of some solutions for Max. So that's the first step, is define a problem. Another word for define is like find the problem. That's, we talked about that in class, that would be even like an easier word for us to say, is find the problem. The second step is plan and build. So you remember our girl who had the dog treats that were all mushed up, right, Mia, in her pocket? So she had to plan and build. So she had to think of the materials that she had that she could use to plan and build her holder for the dog treats, I guess it would be. So that's the second step, is to plan. When you plan, you'll usually draw it out. And then the second part of that would be to build it. So those are the first two steps that we talked about. But what is step 3? Let's go ahead and watch the video and see what the step 3 of the design process is.
What happens after you plan and build solutions? You test and improve them. Play the video to explore.
This is, I think it's Mia who had the dog treats that were crumbled.
Tara tests
Oh, Tara.
the plastic bag solution. The bag protected the treats, but it got twisted. Tara tests the paper towel roll solution. It protected the treats, but it's tricky to tip over. Tara compares her results. How well did each solution work? Could she make them better?
So she came up with 2 solutions. Tara did. One was she just put in the bag, but there was a problem. We saw that it got twisted. The other one was the paper towels, but when she went to dump, it was hard for her treats to get out of. So step 3 is test it to see if it works. But if it doesn't work, we don't give up. God gave us the mind to think critically. Think of a better plan to come up with to fix the product. And that's what Tara's going to have to do. She's going to have to come up with a better plan. So what about you? Do you think you can help Tara out? What things do you think she could do to make it better? Yeah, maybe she could put it in a plastic container and maybe attach the plastic container to the leash. That might be an idea. But what I want you to do is, on page 23 in your book, I want you to think, what do you do after you build your solution? So the first step is to think of a problem, see your problem. Second step is to design and build. The third step is to test and improve. So I want you to write test and improve right there in that line. That is the third step of the design process. So the fourth step, let's talk about that.
Which picture shows the step you take after you plan and build your ideas? Choose the correct answer.
You test it, right?
Well done. This picture shows testing. This is part of step 3, test and improve. You do this step after you plan and build.
Now we're on step 4.
Tara has tested her solutions and thought about how to improve them. So, what's next? Step 4 of a design process is to redesign. What does redesign mean? Play the video to find out.
Redesign means to design again. When you redesign something, you change it to make it better. Tara likes the paper towel roll solution. She thinks a shorter roll will work better.
Very wise,
She cuts
Tara.
it in half. She builds the solution again. Tara tests the new solution. Did the changes make it better? Yes. It turns over more easily.
That was a great idea of Tara. She did a super job in step 4. So step 4 is to redesign it. So she thought of a better way to make that paper towel roll work. And so she redesigned. So in step 4 on page 24, what happens on step 4? You take the product that you made and try to find a way to make it better if it did not work the first time.
What happens at step 4 of a design process? Choose all correct answers. An idea is redesigned. An idea is tested again. A problem is defined.
We have to redesign it. We try it again to make it better. And then, of course, we have to test it again to see if that one worked. And of course, if it didn't work that time, do we just give up? No, we would go right back to this redesigning until we got it to work. You know what? Inventors all the time take a long time to build things. The light bulb did not happen overnight. I'm so thankful that the person that invented the light bulb did not give up. But do you know how long it took him to do that? A very long time. People did not believe he could do it, but he tried and tried and tried again. So that's what we do with our designs.
Good job. At step 4, you redesign something and test it again.
And finally, step 5.
You found a solution. Now what do? You tell others about it. Step 5 of a design process is to communicate. Play the video to find out more.
You can draw, take photos, or write notes to tell about a solution. Why is this step important? People may want to use your idea. They may try to make it better. Tara draws her...
Sorry, my internet's not working very well. But so Tara does the final step, which she shares it with somebody else. So she'll draw her final step is to draw it out and share it with other people. And you know what? That is so fun to do. Today in our lesson, we wrote that we fixed the dog situation in the classroom, right? We came up with ideas with the dog leashes, and then we had so much fun communicating our ideas. So that's a fun process. That's a fun step because it lets other people see what you've done. So Tara draws her final solution and takes a picture of her drawing. You can take photos of it, you can draw it, you can write notes about it, but other people would love to see what you've done. It might help them out. So we can take photos, we can draw, or we can write notes about our invention that we made to make someone's life better. 5 steps to the design process. First one is look for the problem. Step 2, design it. You're going to draw it first and then you're going to build it, right? Step 3, you're going to test it out. And if it doesn't work, you're going to go back and fix it. And then finally, when you get it to work, you will talk about it. You will communicate it to others. Tomorrow, we are going to be having a problem. And we are going to do those 5 steps to help us figure out this problem. We're going to, first of all, find the problem tomorrow. And tomorrow we will work on the second step, which would be drawing it out and possibly start building it. Okay, so I'll see you on Wednesday in science class.